We are the Hebrew Israelites. We come out here week in, week out to prophesy the downfall of America. So that the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans know that you are the true children of Israel according to the Bible. So that the so-called white man knows that he is Esau according to the Bible, and that America is Babylon, and that it will be destroyed. And the third war is war, which is a nuclear war. So with that being said, we give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. The honors are our apostles, the elders of DMS, salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are there in the truth, and in sincerity, and the women and the children who follow. So with that said, we're just going to jump right into it.
This is Matthew 24:1. And Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. Yahushua said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down.
Yeah, that's how America's going to be. Nothing's going to be still standing after those missiles hit. And it's also spiritual because there's not the temple is not the temple. We are the temple. We are the ministry. We are the actual body of Yahweh Shem Yahshai. We are the ministry. We are the earthly representatives for Yahweh Shai, or for Yahweh and Yahweh Shai.
And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?
Right. How is the end of all things going to come? Basically talking about these times right now. That's what they were inquiring about. Because since Yahweh Shai died, we've been in the last days, but these are the last days of the last days. These are the final times when Yahweh Shai is going to come back. These are what the prophecies been talking about from the Old Testament to the Apocrypha to the New Testament. These are the days that we're going to be tried, so to speak.
And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And the Lord answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
That's right, man. You gotta be aware, because you do have people out here claiming to be false Christ. You got a Korean Jesus. You got the other white me. You even got people that are in our fold claiming to be the so-called comforter. You don't know Yahweh Shai when you see him if you know the prophecies.
It says, For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
Yeah, because another thing I wanted to point out, the brother's right, and I just wanted to dig a little deeper with it, because it says, I am Christ, right? And you also got, what's the definition of the word Christ? Is Mashiach, which means anointed. So there's going to be many that's going to say that they are the anointed, which is Yahweh Shai himself, and they claim themselves as to be the chosen, or the Israelites, man, the prophets. You know what I'm saying? But that's specifically talking about Yahweh Shai, as they're saying they are the anointed. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, the Korean Jesus, the white Caesar Borgia, they also going to use, that Project Blue Beam, through a device that you can hear someone talking inside of your head, coming in your dreams, artificial things. Also Esau saying themselves as God and coming that, like the Thessalonians said, sit upon the throne as though he is God. So they're gonna come in and bring it, present it as, yo, I'm the one you should listen to. I am the Messiah. I'm the anointed. Through their science and their witchcraft.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
And that's what we're experiencing right now. There's a lot of hotness still going on. I know coronavirus is on everybody's mind, but that ain't stopped the world stage. Because you have Iran just this week, who was able to now get offensive weapons. So that's got America on hot. That's got Europe on hot. All right, so that's ramping up the World War III, as well as with Russia, as well as with China and India and all these other countries. It ain't stopped nothing. The program still goes on. It's just what the people's focus on has changed. It's a red herring, basically. They want you to look over here when they're still doing whatever they want to do over here.
Yeah, read that. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, and verse 14 through 16. It says, "Wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Hamashiach shall give thee light. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise."
That's right. Work circumspectly. Okay, knowing your surroundings, knowing everything that's going on, not just in Omaha or Nebraska or the Midwest or the United States or the Western Hemisphere. We need to know what's going on everywhere. That's why we have the internet. That's why we have the ability to get articles from overseas and all of that. It's for our knowledge, so that we can be aware of these things, so that we can feed the hopeful elect.
Yeah, and I wanted to add on, you know, the circumspect, like the brother said, means, you know, he said, beware your surroundings, because circumspect means to look around. And then you got the fact of the matter of, almost lost my train of thought, but going through every aspect, as far as you got the people, you got stocks, you got, you know, overseas, you got economics as far as food, you got, you know, racial tension, you got culture, you know, you got all that going on across the four corners of the earth, and all these are telltale signs as to what's about to happen. All right. The scriptures say a wise man, a prudent man, looketh towards his goings. You know, basically you're being privy about your steps and your next move, and that connects what to 2 Peter's when it says, knowing that heaven and earth shall be dissolved, what manner of persons are you to be in all holy conversation and godliness. So if we're looking around and we're seeing certain things happening, you should be in a different state of mind in your actions and how you conduct yourselves. You know, knowing that Babylon's going to be destroyed. You know, I was just meditating on that, which is a certain type of lesson wherein these times are not for the same times. You know, when we were younger in the faith, we were allowed to do a lot of things. But younger people coming in the faith now don't have that same leisure. You know what I'm saying? And it's not about, oh, y'all did it, well, y'all did this. It's not the time for it. You know what I'm saying? It's more higher expectations for younger people coming in to know because of what's going on around. It's like we shouldn't have to tell you that the RFID is a mark of the beast and have to break it all the way down for you to be like, you know, we could just Google it and YouTube it and say, look, that's a mark of the beast, and just read the scripture. And they say, as Karagman, we don't have to do the same effort, put in the same effort as the apostles did. As the apostles put out a lesson, you know, I forget the word, it was basically experience, that's what it was. Going over experience, saying basically the things that they had to go through to get all the lessons that they had to do was their experience, you know, which gives them their same respect. And in our position, we don't have that experience, you know, so much more is required. We got the internet. Like the brother said, you can just Google Israelites. They had to go read books. They had to go walk up and down the streets, you know. So it's not hard to be circumspect in these times, it's not hard to be prudent in these times, but you gotta look around, you gotta want it. Anybody in this time right now that don't got the truth or can't relate to it, the spirit is not on them. That's just simple and plain, because it's a Google, it's at your fingertips, man. You got phones. You know, when we were younger, these phones didn't exist, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's talking about, I was grown before a touchscreen phone came out, man. You know what I'm saying? So we got it at, literally, we got a computer at our fingertips to where we can look up anything as with the same power generated from a laptop or a desktop, right? So the requirements are different. It's totally different, man. You know, so when you're young coming up in this thing, you're expected to be circumspect on a high level, man. You know, just want to put that out there.
It says, redeeming the time because the days are evil.
Right, because the days are evil, man. That's a bad time. We know Jacob's trouble is right there around the corner. Like the brother said, we know the RFID chip is right there. This is the time where the devil's going to come down having wrath, knowing that he has a short time.
Yeah, name all the bad times, you know?
Yeah, like the famine. You're going to have race wars. You're going to have concentration camps. You know, all of that.
Yep, do any brother know any actual, can anybody name off actual events that are leading to like things that the brother Karatazar named off? Like, you know, famine, you got, you know, the seedless foods. They're not allowing you to grow plants. You know, they just had a land hurricane through the corona, the shipment of the food process, the animals dying, the GMO in the animals. You know, they're controlling the resources of the food. You know.
I forget exactly where I seen it at, but this is article. Well, I'm able to find it, but it says that they saw Esau using his harp system like to intentionally destroy the crops. You know, creating floods and whatnot. You know.
The floods of the Missouri River. You know, messing up the crops. That's been happening, and like the brother said, they've been blaming on snowfall, but they control the weather. They control the high impact of snow, and then when you turn up the heat, it's going to melt it fast, and it's going to all go downstream. You know, from the north to the south. But yeah, let's keep naming them off, man, because you know people need to know. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know, I asked, because we should just say it, but we gotta understand that there's people that's watching that really don't make the connection all the time, or it just sound like we're just reading out of the scriptures and we're not giving the connection. You know what I'm saying?
Got as far as martial law to come in. Nowadays, you got a lot of people rising up against government. More so outside of the U.S., but even within the U.S. Like back up in Michigan, you had allegedly people who was plotting to kidnap. I forget the governor that's up there. I forget her name, but they was, you know, allegedly plotting to kidnap her, all because of their rights. You know, we got a lot of people standing up, being super patriotic at this time, which everybody keep feeling in the air that they feel like a lot of things are going to happen around or a little bit after the election, man, depending on who wins. And that's like a big thing because it's time to choose sides in a sense. You know, you're either for America or against America. That's what it's coming down to.
Which connects to a connection into nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. It's both of them, but there's a difference between nation and nation and kingdom, because nation is ethnicity and kingdom is you know, Canada versus the U.S. and things like that. And then you got the people against the people, where you got social clashes. You know what I'm saying? To where you got political parties, right wing and left wing. You know, now that Trump is in office, Trump is headed into office, I believe he's going to win. I've been saying that, you know, because who else is making moves prophetically like him? It don't make sense. Why would you let off the gas? You know, Trump is on full steam right now. Why replace him, right? But at the end of the day, you got people that's buying guns tremendously, you know, because of the election, you know, and it's mainly women, black men, so-called black men, I would say, for lack of better words, but Negroes are Jake, you know, and minorities, they're mainly buying guns, man, because what he said, if Biden wins, this is gonna be a race war. They're pretty much putting it out there. Then you got actual, you know, events with police and injustice and biased judgment in the judicial system, to where it's riling Jacob, you know, and then you got class wars to where people are poor and they're trying to get it how they can, man. You know, they're through bankers, you know, low-level people, man. You got a so-called middle class or so-called people that's like at the bottom or upper register of the middle class. You know, they're getting layoffs and what can you say? They're getting layoffs and pay cuts in their salary, man, because of the corona and the COVID, man. All right, and they're getting upset at that because of the certain politicians on certain sides are the ones that's cutting and holding everything, and it's like bottlenecking, man. You shake up that soda can until it gets so much pressure, and then you release the pressure, and everybody comes pouring out, man. So you hold everybody's money back, you know, they're gonna start getting, you know, condensing. They're gonna open the gates, man. People gonna flood in and consume, okay? But a lot of people ain't gonna make it past that, you know?
It's just like the economy. How the economy is been inflated so much that the bubble got too big, and then the bubble burst, and then that's when you have a what's it called, a depression or a regression,
which goes into the clay. Now you're talking about the depth, you know? Then you got the, I wanted to go into the nation against nation, where you got the U.S., like the brother talking about Iran, they didn't want them to enrich uranium. You know, all these so-called wars and beefs never died because COVID happened. Like, all right, time out. You know what I'm saying? Just because they don't put it on the news, it's like, all right, time out from that. No, that's still popping. The Gulf War, the China Sea. I mean, the beef going on in the Gulf, and then you got the China Sea, the beef going on over there. You got China still building oil rigs and still transferring their stocks and their money into the gold and the oil, really. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the people in South America still suffering and going through what they're going through. You know, and it's just all over the place, man. Then the BLM and the Black Lives Matter organization, I'm not gonna say movement, the Black Lives Matter organization has been spread wide across the nation, man. All right, causing insurrection amongst people all the way in Great Britain, man. You know what I'm saying? In different countries, okay? So, no, you go ahead, brother, if you got something.
Yeah, I'm gonna say about the RFID chip. With everything that's going on with COVID, they're putting chips. I'll give you an example. The bubble in the NBA, they had to wear bracelets. They doing the same thing in the NFL. Now this week, you had Trent Brown. He's an offensive lineman from the Raiders. He wasn't wearing his bracelet, and now he got COVID. So they can't trace who he's been around. And now all 5 of their offensive linemen, so-called, got COVID. And you know, whether they play the game is up in the air right now. So they're saying that they wasn't using protocol, you know, they weren't wearing their mask. They're using all of that, and it's gonna bring in RFID. Because if they saying, well, we can develop this bracelet or put a chip in it, you know what I'm saying, and it can tell who you've been around. So if I've been around all 4 of you brothers and I catch it, and then they can just, you know, flag your chip. Oh, okay, well, you gotta go to quarantine, you gotta go to quarantine, you gotta go to quarantine.
Yeah, then the phones show you that works, because what Facebook does, if you go around somebody with a phone and you're in Facebook, they'll say people you may know. So
Bam.
they already once you go hovering around people, they'll tell you the duration and time that they've been around that person. You know what I'm saying? Also, you got, what is the RFID chip? What's the whole point to it? That you may not buy or sell, save ye that have the mark, And ultimately, it's to brand you and to say that you are under ownership of Esau, which now you're branding your soul damn near, because they pretty much have your spirit until it leaves its body, right? Under their control. So, and what I mean is like, no matter what you want to do, you gotta do what they say. Now, they got laws that we don't want to abide by, but you'll abide by it. You know, but you don't want to, and if you don't have to, you won't. But once they get that chip into you, you have to do it. Like, you ride without your seatbelt, you can ride with it, you can ride without it. If you don't feel like it, you can take it off. You might get a ticket, you might put it on, but you got that option, and you can physically do that. But when you get that chip, ain't no, you start walking, they tell you can't leave, you're on probation, they say you can't go this way. You start walking, you start getting outside that perimeter, that motherfucker gonna start you know, turn your stupid ass around. You can't go this far. You start swiping and shit and you can't afford it. Ain't no going to the Walmart aisle and with a big ass flat screen and swiping as a carrot and shit. You know, everything is gonna be scanned, because they even got a device to where it scans when you put it in a basket. You know what I'm saying? You put the motherfucker in a basket, it's gonna scan the products as you put it in the basket, and you don't even gotta pay. You just pretty much walk out with the basket because it's already registered through the basket in itself. It paid for it. Alright? And so another main thing we were talking about with the COVID, with being around people, what thing that they do to measure to verify if you got COVID or not? They use your temperature. You know what I'm saying? And that RFID chip is operated based off of body heat. So of course it's able to read your vitals, your temperature and everything. You know what I'm saying? Just like I forget the iOS or whatever the thing is that when you go to the hospital, you put the joint around your finger or the baby's foot, and it's like a little red dot that registers your heart rate, your vitals, your temperature, your respiratory. You know what I'm saying? So when they put that chip in you, they're gonna be able to get in there and see your respiratory, you know, going crazy and frenzying. It reminds me of the movie 100 when they landed on the ground. You know, it's on Netflix, and you know, it's not something that I advise brothers to watch. It's a long ass watch, but I advise to watch like the second episode when they landed on the ground. You know, and they start getting hype. And they say, "Oh, everybody's going into shock." And how did they know? They said because of their vitals, right? And they'll say, no, they're not going into shock. They're excited, but it's a reflective of they can know what state of the physical condition you are based off your vitals. You know what I'm saying? If your temperature goes up and your heart rate goes down, they can tell if it's a heat stroke or dehydration via through that chip. Where you located via through that chip. You know?
You got any issues like diabetes or something like that? Your sugar spiking or something? They got all of that.
Yep. And you can tell when your sugar spiking because they got those on you too. People have glucose readers plugged into them. You know what I'm saying? I know somebody, you know, that have it, and the motherfucker beat when they sugar low, man. You know? So, and what happens if you got a criminal record? You got if you broke, if you rich, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be able to access this thing, access that thing, your cars. You know what I'm saying? If they got you on a certain restriction to where you can't use your car at a certain night, they say, oh, what you call that shit, curfew. You know what I'm saying? Nobody could go nowhere. They lock your door. Your chip don't work for you to get out your house, man.
Or if you in suspension.
Yeah.
You trying to get in your car, you trying to start your car. Under suspension, you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, you ain't going nowhere. And your car is particular to you. You can't use your blase blah car. Now you gotta catch the bus. You know what I'm saying? Or get a ride. You know? So this chip is gonna restrict buying and selling, save you have the mark. It's gonna be very easy. All you gotta do is cut the monetary gain and access to everything. All you gotta do is lock everything, and they're doing it. They're locking everything up. You know, I'm watching commercials. Like we said earlier, man, when we explain these prophecies, it shouldn't be hard to break down. because you can see the same thing we're seeing. We're sitting there watching NFL. I'm sitting there watching the game Thursday night, or no, I think it was Monday night, and I seen, you know, the locks and shit. They got the code. If you want to do the code, they had a shorty that walked up to her car, and the dog buried the keys, and it was like 1,000 holes, and it was like, damn dog. And then they took their phone and scanned the door of the car, and the car door opened. What you think that scan is, man? That's you. You know, there's tons of videos, and that's just going over the what? RFID chip. We on the RFID chip. We did the famine. We did the nation against nation, people against people. Let's get into the stocks, man. You know, the money system. You know, via through these two what you call it, bailouts. These bailouts.
Stimulus checks.
Yep, which is congruent with the bailout. Go ahead, brother.
They had that CARES Relief Act, and they basically printed off trillions of dollars in order to get them stimulus checks out, as well as it was part of getting what, iPads to all the kids' homes and shit. So y'all couldn't have done this, you know. So them printing off all that money, like the brother had mentioned before, is just going to raise that inflation, because like we were just speaking on, it's all leading up to that RFID chip. Here it is. They locked America down, set up the 5G towers, and now they already working on 6G. Talking about within 8 years. I don't know about all that, but within 8 years they plan to launch 6G, which is basically iRobot. You know, pretty much everything, internet in your head, you know, on your wrist, just you are a machine, man.
At that point, like all your social media posts be like over your head and all that, you know what I'm saying?
That's the ecosystem. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that reminds me when the brother said, every time he mentioned like 5G and how strong it is going to be, it reminds me of that Batman movie, man. When he got into them phones and he used that whale ecosystem to not only locate and hear everybody, which is already something that's used, but 5G is just going to increase the range and increase the power to where the same sound that's being used, the same like bats and whales, the sound is going to be used to project what people are. So you ain't going to need cameras. Everybody's going to be a camera because everybody's going to get a phone.
Yeah.
You know, they might just give everybody a phone, just a standard phone. They're already coming out with new phones because of 5G and shit. You know, 5G built in. Like, what the fuck I need that for? If it's 5G, it should just connect, right?
Yeah, like,
you know?
Yeah, because now it's slowing all the other phones down, which is gonna cause you. If I can get this right here, but it's gonna cause you to kind of conform to their ways or do without.
Yeah, they pretty much. You get what you get. I'm gonna say it.
It's a nice little read.
Yeah, they pretty much conform you by the popularity, make things that are normal or right taboo. You know what I'm saying? Something that's normal as the Israelite way of having multiple wives. It's taboo in this society. So even if you wanted to do it, even if a woman was agreeing with it, something would trigger it. Her friend, girl, I don't know why you would do something, you that stupid, and you got to deal with the bulk of your family. Society saying that's not cool. Yeah. And Jake do that to this day, man. I was just having a discussion with somebody a couple weeks ago about eating fucking pickled eggs, you know, and they were upset. Dumbass. I just saw past it. They were eating these pickled eggs, and I was eating pickled eggs, and they said, "Oh, where you get that from? That's not New Orleans culture, blah blah blah." I said, "Well, I ate them in New Orleans, you know." And it came down to a discussion of, well, that's not culture. I said, well, if they sell them down there, and I got them because I wanted them. Why I got it? It was like, well, that's not culture. What I mean? I can't eat them. You know like, and that shows how people box themselves in to a culture and say, well, I'm not gonna do that. And you miss it not on a certain level of enjoyment. Now, it's not the fucking best thing since sliced bread, but it's not it's good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like what, you know, I say I'm gonna give me some felines. Oh, you gonna get felines? Yeah, felines are out of style. Like, I like these shoes though. You know, what's wrong, you know, and that shows, my point is that people go with the culture. Like the brother said, people just go with what everybody do, and Esau is really dictating that through fashion, through hip hop artists, celebrities. And I want to say this one thing, and I'll let you have it after that, because it's ironic that they tell you shut up and dribble, but then when it's time to vote, they plaster all these celebrities on TV and tell you to vote.
Right.
But I thought celebrities pretty much shut up and dribble, shut up and act, shut up and do this, mind your business basically, and let the politicians stick to the politics. Why are they using you to tell everybody to vote? You know why? Because what you say has an influence on people. They know that. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to put you out there when they need you out there, and then when you go out there and say things that are contrary, they're going to change the narrative to say shut up and dribble, let us handle it. You don't know what you're talking about. If they don't know what they're talking about, why you got P. Diddy on the Biden commercial? Battle rappers on Biden commercials and shit. You know? Why? If they don't have an influence. So now when they say something like, you know, so-called Black Lives Matter, or the president's this in a negative way, now it's like, oh, y'all need to shut up and rap, shut up and dribble, shut up and shoot. You know, that's how Esau changed the narrative of the culture, man. He controls the culture. And he's a demon, so he'll play both sides to his benefit, man.
Hey, it's crazy, bro, you brought that up. I was dwelling on that this week, like, pretty much watch who befriends you, because that's Esau MO. He gets close to you, like, and I think it's Sirach chapter 12.
Yeah, that goes into that. Don't let every bird into your house, man. You know, you don't let, for one, you don't let everybody into your actual home, and for two, you don't let everybody into your spiritual home, which is your body. And how do you do that? It's when you start believing in their way of life, the concept, when you start believing in them. That's what the scriptures say. Be not unequally yoked with unbelievers, right? And to be unequally yoked is to be in agreement, to like really adapt to them and really connect with them. You know what I'm saying? Really believe in their way, man. You know what I'm saying? It says, follow not a multitude to do evil, right? So you're supposed to be, again, a standout individual. Us as the elect men, even though we partake in these lives in the world, we're not in this world, man. The Lord told us to come out of this world, the pride of life and all these things. And coming out of this world is not saying, oh, if I gotta get these next pair of Jordans and I'm on. You know, we like, man, we look at our shoes like, I need some new shoes. Or if we're going out, I need some red and fucking green shoes or whatever. That's an ugly ass color, but I need, you know, some shoes to match the outfit. If it happens to be Jordans, we'll get them. You know, if they're fucking, you know, whatever we like. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking K-Swiss. I was like, I don't know about K-Swiss.
No, bro, you are
yeah. I might give me some though. I might, you know, I'm feeling throwback, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling throwback. You know what I'm saying? Give me some K-Swiss. You know, bring me back to the times I was having fun. I had no bills. You know, put them shoes on. You know what I'm saying? But